unforgettable fan movie. I know he's trash, it's kind of avoidant, but I just have to put him into trash tier because he's a fan for me. He's just such a trashable person, I just don't care to defend him. Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel, this is Julia again. And today we are going to relive and experience every SEXYMAN era that I've ever had. We're also going to be ranking them in a tier list. So my tier list is cute and simple. We have Dumpster Fire, which is where the irredeemable SEXYMAN belong. We have Trash, which is slightly less offensive than Dumpster Fire. We have Whatever for Average Joes. Yes Please for Approved Hotties. And finally, S tier is for the most attractive top tier SEXYMAN. And we're starting off in the Middle Ages with my first SEXYMAN. A mysterious dark elf from the very old game called Sacred. All I remember is that smoldering icon at the bottom of my screen, his white hair, his pointy ears. Luckily, I found images of the guy, and clearly they leave a lot to imagination. I think this SEXYMAN was the start of my obsession with elves, and for that reason alone he gets his place, not as a shining beacon among other SEXYMAN, but someone who shaped all the passions that followed. So let's put my guy straight into whatever category. Now we're entering my cringe crushes era, and my next SEXYMAN was Vin Diesel. I was obsessed with the movie Chronicles of Riddick, and every night before bed I would fantasize about romantic scenarios with the guy being his girlfriend and stuff like that. And also my mom had stacks of Cosmopolitan magazines, and there was this one issue where they had like a whole interview and like whole spread with Vin Diesel, and I was like so obsessed with it. Like, this is my holy grail. I don't know if he's like problematic or anything. I want to put him in the trash category because he's kind of weird and clearly lost his appeal to me. So yeah, trash tier it is. My next SEXYMAN was, I'm ashamed to say this, but it was Justin Timberlake. And this was way before everyone knew that he was trash, so I was blissfully unaware. I liked his voice, and he used to be a very good dancer. Not anymore, clearly.
I'm bringing sexy back, yeah? Them other boys don't know how to act, yeah?
Unfortunately for Justin, I stand Britney, so choosing between the two is a pretty easy feat. I'm debating whether he belongs to the Dumpster Fire or trash tier, but after some consideration, I'm gonna put him in the Dumpster Fire. My next SEXYMAN era was the shameful one. Everybody had this phase, and I'm no exception. Jack Sparrow. I hate Johnny Depp. I don't know why everyone sided with him in the trial. I'm Team Amber all the way. However, I do remember a clip from the Pirates of the Caribbean that really turned me on.
I know what it tastes like.
But seeing as you're a good man, I know that you'd never put me in a position that would compromise my honor.
To be honest, I don't know why I found him attractive in the first place. Obviously, he has charisma. I can't deny. But he's just such a trashable person, I just don't care to defend him. And I don't care to be like obsessed with him, or he's an old drug addict. That's what he is. So yeah, I hate him. He goes straight to a cozy place near Justin Timberlake to a Dumpster Fire tier. Now, one of the more short-lived crushes that I had was Remy LeBeau from X-Men Origins Wolverine. Literally had 5 seconds of screen time, and let's not even talk about that movie. I think that Taylor Kitsch was very sexy in this role, and he had charisma. I don't know why I chose him as my crush rather than Hugh Jackman, but I did prefer Gambit to Wolverine. But he honestly doesn't stand out to me now. Like, no offense to 2009 me, but this crush hasn't aged well, so I'll just quietly put him into whatever tier. The next SEXYMAN was born from the depths of early Tumblr. I just signed up for the website and I saw bad quality gifs of a vampire movie everywhere, which was, you guessed it, Twilight. Edward Cullen was my next SEXYMAN era. I have always loved vampires. I fell in love with the movie when I first saw it. I feel like Robert Pattinson embodied the vampire aesthetic so well with his pale complexion and angular features. However, he wasn't like a super major crush for me, so I'll just put him into whatever tier. Tumblr adventures continue. It was early days of Tumblr, and Marvel's Thor has just come out. No one cared for the movie, no one cared for, you guessed it, Tom Hiddleston. He was an up-and-coming actor, and even though he delivered an excellent performance in the movie, nobody cared because he wasn't Chris Evans or Robert Downey Jr. I instantly became obsessed with him, and I dove deep into the depths of Thor fandom. This was way before Avengers came out and everybody became obsessed with Loki. What I liked about him is that he wasn't just some cookie cutter villain. He had layers, he had depth, he had nuance. Like, Tom Hiddleston is a very talented actor, obviously.
So I am no more than another stolen relic, locked up here until you might have use of me.
Why'd you twist my words?
You could have told me what I was from the beginning. Why didn't you?
However, some crushes are just kind of there, you know? They don't really leave a lasting impact on you. I'd say I'd push him into whatever tier. And finally, we have arrived to one of the most important sexy men in my teenage development, and his name is Jared Leto. And I know what you all are thinking. I know he's trash, but because of him, I met so many friends, and like I used to trend like 30 seconds to Mars hashtags on Twitter, and because of that, I met so many people. He taught me how to dream big and how to believe in yourself. So I can't just like ignore it. Like I can't just be like, okay, he's trash, he has a cult, or like whatever the fuck. He really taught me how to dream, you know? I would put him into yes please category, and I know what you all are thinking, but let me be in peace with my conscience, okay? Thank you. All my Naruto girlies, this one is for ya! If you watched or read Naruto, you remember that Itachi had a cousin named Shisui. And I first learned about him through fan art. There was this one very popular artist in the fandom, and she made countless drawings of Itachi. And one of the drawings was Itachi and Shisui when they were young. And I saw that and I fell in love. And I started reading fanfiction. What I like about Fan and Shisui is that he's such a golden retriever boyfriend. I was really sad that he was killed off in canon. And I even based my OC off Shisui, so that's a big deal. Shisui is dear to my heart, so I think he deserves a yes please tier. I'm gonna need to stop clapping. Now, the next sexy man is truly the today's star of the show, the infamous DMC Devil May Cry, the one that everone shitted on, gave me the sexy man of my life. Literally the most attractive man alive, reboot Dante. And I don't care about butthurt fans who are angry at his reinvention. Reboot Dante is the sexiest video game character alive, literally. I absolutely love the aesthetic of the game, the edgy vibe, the music, it all meshes so well together. Reboot Dante is exactly my type, kind of like tall, handsome, kind of an asshole with a heart of gold. He goes straight in the S tier because I've been obsessed with him for years and because he deserves it. Unfortunately for you guys, Naruto wasn't the only anime that I enjoyed. I also had the biggest crush on Kougami Shinya from Psycho-Pass. He was tall, mysterious, he didn't talk much, was kind of avoidant, and my traumatized ass immediately latched onto him. And I read so much fanfiction about him and Ginoza. If you know, then you know, okay? The anime by itself is kind of dark, but characters are what made this show worth watching for me. So yeah, I love Kougami, and I think he goes in the yes please tier. We are entering my Teen Wolf era. I was browsing YouTube one day when I found an edit of Void Styles, and I immediately became obsessed with him. Apparently, everyone had a Teen Wolf phase 10 years earlier than me, so I was super late. It didn't stop me from becoming absolutely fucking obsessed with the show. Dylan O'Brien killed it, he's so talented.
Divine move. Divine move. You think you have any moves at all? You can kill the Oni, but me? I'm 1,000 years old. You can't kill me!
And I feel like people like Styles when he's more funny, like he's a sidekick, like this like best friend character. But personally for me, I like his dramatic, more angry moments because it showcases Dylan's talent. The fandom is insane. Everybody's fucking crazy. I spent 2 years in the fandom and the brain cells that I lost will never come back to me. Anyway, like Void Styles is sexy, he's evil, he's charismatic. I think he goes into yes please tier. And while we're talking about Teen Wolf, the next sexy man emerges. I feel like general public doesn't know much about this character, but his name is Theo Raeken and he appeared in season 5A of Teen Wolf. I personally found him through edits of him and Void Styles together on YouTube. Like, Teen Wolf had a lot of attractive twinks over the years, but Theo caught my heart. Not only I loved him as a character, but I also loved the actor. Anyway, Theo is literally my son, so I think he goes into yes please tier. Years go by, but my preferences stay the same. I love vampires, werewolves, elves. Our next sexy man is none other than Spike from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And if you prefer Angel over Spike, don't fucking talk to me, okay? Just don't fucking talk to me. Spike is cool, funny, and what I like about him is that he's really vulnerable when he's with Buffy. And their ship is definitely a very messy one, but I feel like it makes it more realistic. And a ship gets better when it's tested, in my opinion. Spike is a decent sexy man, but unfortunately I can only put him into whatever category because I wasn't like super obsessed with him. He still has a place in my heart. My next sexy man is a little bit different than the rest of them. My mom made me watch a Chinese drama called Love Between Fairy and the Devil, and the guy who plays the devil is so sexy. He's so sexy, the way he carries himself is so royal and regal. And by the way, the costume design on the show is amazing. So if you guys have nothing better to do with your time, watch this Chinese drama. I don't know if y'all are gonna be okay with staring at the subtitles the whole time, but maybe you will like it, who knows. I would put him into whatever tier because this crush was really short-lived and it expired fast. Now, I want all my Skyrim girlies to get some popcorn and the chair because the next sexy man is none other than Rumarin from 3D NPC mod. If you guys play modded Skyrim, you know 3D NPC, it's a very famous mod. It introduces a lot of new followers, and one of them is Rumarin. And he's an emotionally unavailable fuckboy. And my traumatized ass immediately fell in love with him. I like him because he's funny, but under all that humor is pain and trauma. He always wanted to be a magician, but all he can do is conjure up weapons. You can also marry him in a game, but I didn't, because I prefer him as a single fuckboy. And yeah, I mean, judging by what I just said, I just have to put him into trash tier because he's a fuckboy. So there he goes. Okay, besties, so now we are in the modern times where I rarely have crushes and I am more selective with who I like. And this one is new for anyone, but yes, I have a crush on Jacob Elordi. As I mentioned before, I have always been drawn to morally gray and downright evil characters. And obviously, like, I like Nate Jacobs. I'm sorry, I know he's trash, but there is something about the way Jacob brings him to life, like his towering presence, his simmering intensity, his charm. Jacob Elordi goes into yes please tier because he feels fresh and new, and I like him now at this very moment. And we're at the end of my sexy man journey, and I'm going to expose my latest crush. It's Astarion from Baldur's Gate 3. I've never played the game, my laptop can't handle it, but I was obsessed with watching videos of Astarion when the game just came out. He reminds me a lot of Spike. They're both blonde, both vampires, and they're both hiding their pain behind humor. And of course, bonus points to Astarion for also being an elf, because vampire elf is a combo I never knew I needed. Astarion is my most recent crush on this list, and I would like to put him into yes please category, but I just talked about Jacob Elordi, and I don't know, compared to him, I would put Astarion into whatever tier. So yeah, I'm sorry. Sorry, Astarion. Guys, this is it for my sexy man eras list. We have looked at 18 sexy men, and this video was really fun to make because I got to revisit each and every era that I had. I feel like having crushes on fictional characters and celebrities makes girlies happy, boosts their serotonin, and spices up their otherwise mundane lives. I have a quite specific taste, and I'm always late on trends, so I don't know if you guys relate to my choice of sexy man. If you guys also had a crush on one of these people or characters, please let me know in the comments. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more fun videos like this, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!